Greetings, everybody. This is Matthew Lopez. First, I want to tell you guys that I'm here to serve everybody to the best of my abilities. I know that I have stirred up a lot of controversy over the subject of controlled opposition. Guys, seriously, come on. There are hundreds of articles online about it. I have harder evidence against Alex Jones than I do against Ron Paul. But either which way, every leader is compromised. There comes a point in people's lives that of whom are pursuing mainly in the fields of politics and show business where they get the opportunity to sell out, and the red carpet gets rolled out in front of their eyes. Yes, I know. I said it a lot, but it happened to me on several occasions, where I said no, 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 and no. I don't care about fame and fortune and mindless self-indulgence. I care about the human race. That is why I'm here to spread the truth that has set me free and hopefully become contagious in a good way. Now, when it comes to Ron Paul regarding controlled opposition, you can either sew your eyes shut and wear earplugs, or you can choose, at the very least, to approach what I'm about to say with an open mind. The rabbit hole goes deep, but I believe once people understand the concept, they will be ahead of the curve. Here's an easy analogy. Imagine if it had turned out that Batman had financed and supported the Joker. Now that wouldn't make much sense, would it? Why would the Joker support his biggest nemesis? Let's imagine that this was proven and that you just needed to make sense of it anyway. Well, that would mean that Batman was serving a purpose beneficial to the Joker. This much is obvious. We could then go down the road of trying to discover what the purpose was. Perhaps he always makes sure the Joker gets away at the last moment and succeeds with his plans. Perhaps he eliminates potential rivals. At any rate, this would be a very comfortable position for the Joker to be in. The person that people counted on to stop him would have obviously no genuine inclination to do so. In the same way, the elite Joker and the Joker the Ron Paul Batman work in a relationship together to steer us, the people, away from solving the real problem and making steps to nullify and succeed. There's a quote from C.S. Lewis. If you look for truth, you may find comfort in the end. If you look for comfort, you'll get neither comfort or truth, only soft soap and wishful thinking to begin, and in the end, despair. This is very reminiscent of how we all felt when Dr. Paul lost the primaries. And as far as I'm concerned, I have evidence to back it up, the whole thing was a staged, theatrical event. First of all, Romney was just there to lose against Obama. He never wanted to be president. But then again, Ron Paul said it like he was trying to win the election. It wasn't like he was trying to win the election as well. The way the elite set up this election was giving us Ron Paul as controlled opposition to Romney. This way, it split up the GOP party, but mostly caused bafflement and confusion amongst the people. And isn't it ironic how our leaders are supposed to unite us? Yet history teaches us that they divide us. Being a leader means being compromised, and being compromised means you sold out to the elite. They work for Satan, and Satan is the prince of this world. The first time I realized I had been played was with the duplicity of Campaign for Liberty. Everybody thinks they're a great organization, but when they give the impression that they want to work with me and ask me to send in my business model that took me 5 years to complete with all my connections, and then when I contacted them the following week, they turned around and said, "Don't contact us again or we'll have you arrested," when I really said nothing wrong. I was just making a follow-up phone call. That whole thing buried me. Then I realized that not just C4L, but Ron Paul was a masterful double-speaker and duplicitous politico. They are apparently supposed to be there for the people, and the only change they give us is orchestrated and not real change at all. Similar to Rand Paul's dog and pony show. The whole thing was a set-up theatrical event. All of it's for him to run for president. I suggest people watch the movie Wag the Dog with Dustin Hoffman. We should not be in such denial about our leaders who are compromised, because they are not there to help us, rather to hinder us. All Americans against fascism thought that Ron Paul could actually bring back a constitutional republic form of government. But Ron Paul's endorsement of sanctions on Iran, and especially his denial of 9/11, being an inside job, is proof that he and his son were both controlled opposition, also known as the Hegelian dialectic. Remember, the purpose of controlled opposition is there to divide the people and confuse them. All talking heads and pundits and other political leaders play off each other. The master puppeteer Benedict XVI pushes his agenda through all of the leaders worldwide. This is where the dark side comes into play. Now consider pro-Vatican Ron Paul's endorsement of his many friends that are members of the highly Catholic John Birch Society, which is an organization with many high-level Masons and long links to the Knights of Malta. The Vatican and the Pope is the people's biggest enemy. This is why you see Ron Paul give the satanic salute when he gets out of the limousine like a rock star. You either work for Satan or you work for God. There's no in-betweens. All signs point to clever trickery and a massive planned-out stage performance, whether in the mainstream media or the alternative media. The solution to all this mess would be obvious. We, the people, have the power to overturn our government. First, through nullification. Secondly, through secession. Now let me tell you what I think. I'm pretty sure that people who run the 10th Amendment Center are compromised as well. They formed back 4 years ago, before I even knew anything about politics. But Satan knows his weak spot. That is nullification or of anything unconstitutional and secession, at a state level and a local level. If you get on the 10th Amendment Center Facebook, start networking and find the people you can work with. Mostly in the state groups where you can find people to collaborate and teach you their wisdom. There are many good people on that site, but you can't take some of the organization's posts seriously. In conclusion, I would like to say I am truly here to unite us and help move us on to the next phase. So I want to just say power to the people, and this is Matthew Lopez saying may God bless you and be with you always. Amen.